This is Guru Focus First Look, your morning market brief for Friday, August 14. Here are the stories driving markets today. The S&P 500 closed at a new all-time high of 7,757.64, marking its 26th record close of the year and underscoring continued investor optimism despite recent market volatility. This milestone came as other major U.S. indexes also reached new highs, buoyed by easing inflation data and falling oil prices, although futures trading remained choppy ahead of the weekend.
Turning now to OpenAI, the artificial intelligence company has surpassed $40 billion in annualized revenue, roughly doubling its run rate since late last year as it prepares for a potential initial public offering. In a related development, OpenAI has expanded free ChatGPT features by introducing unlimited text chats for non-paying users and has significantly reduced AI pricing to drive further adoption and revenue growth. Another story we're watching is the intensifying competition among fast food chains. McDonald's and its rivals are ramping up value menu promotions in response to rising prices, with Burger King reportedly gaining market share as consumers seek more affordable dining options.
Meanwhile, in corporate news, Anthropic's Chief Financial Officer Krishna Rao is holding early meetings with investors about a potential IPO. No valuation discussions have taken place yet, but these talks signal growing interest in the artificial intelligence sector among public market investors. On the regulatory front, U.S. authorities have launched an investigation into prediction market operator Kalshi and so-called mention markets, following controversy over betting products related to the White House. Staying with the markets, Asian shares mostly declined overnight after Wall Street's record-setting rally, as investors weighed improved U.S. inflation data against ongoing global economic uncertainties.
Now, let's turn to the latest on inflation. U.S. wholesale prices were flat in July, coming in below expectations and signaling easing inflationary pressures for producers. Elsewhere, Tyson Foods has announced the immediate closure of its Joslin, Illinois plant, informing employees that Thursday was their last day of work at the facility. Turning to corporate strategy, Micron Technology is facing renewed scrutiny as Michael Burry's fund has taken a position in the company, which continues to grapple with competition from Chinese memory chip makers. Another development involves billionaire investor Bill Ackman, who has allocated 5% of Pershing Square Capital Management's portfolio to Netflix, marking a significant shift in the fund's holdings. In international finance, Goldman Sachs reports that Japan's $1 trillion in foreign reserves provide ample capacity for continued interventions to support the yen. Also making news today, media groups have filed a federal lawsuit against former President Donald Trump, alleging that selling early access to his Truth Social posts at rates up to $100,000 per month violates the First Amendment.
In aviation, United Airlines Flight 455 safely aborted takeoff at Chicago O'Hare after a tire blowout. All passengers were deplaned on the runway, and no injuries were reported. Separately, investigators found that a Ryanair window failure, which resulted in a passenger being partially sucked out during flight, was caused by engine parts and evidence of a bird strike. Looking ahead to earnings, Samsung Electronics, Komatsu, Xenon Pharmaceuticals, RLX Technology, and America's Gold and Silver are all scheduled to report results today, with analysts providing a range of earnings and revenue estimates for each.
Finally, several notable insider transactions have been reported. Among them, Jack Jiajia Huang of 51 Talk Online Education Group purchased nearly 600,000 shares for a total of $11.8 million, while Ignition Acquisition Holdings sold 8 million shares of OpenLane for $274.9 million. That wraps up today's market update. We'll be back soon with the latest market news. Thanks for listening to the Guru Focus Brief.